I'm sorry, do you want to hear me munch? Yes, what the fuck? You want me to get up all close to the mic? No, crunch in your ear? Okay, I'm done. So hello everybody, hello! I know maybe some of you were like hoping for trails today, but it will happen this week, Thursday, if I remember my schedule correctly. I know I literally made it today and I still forget what's on it. Oh man. But I just wanted to do some visual novels. Because we haven't really done any in a while. I mean, technically we did do My Dating Agency the other day, but in comparison to like basically of all the streams recently, we've only done like, I don't even know, not a lot. So yeah, I just want to get back into doing more of them. Oh yeah, the the wacky thing that I mentioned. So it actually has a resolution now. Um, so I was chilling. I forget what I was doing. I think I was eating and like watching YouTube or like played any games or whatever. And then we hear the bell ring. And of course we're like, we didn't order anything. Because we did like get cat food and that it like had already been delivered. And we weren't expecting anybody to come over. Because they rang it once and like our thing is that there's a pattern that we have that if you do it in that pattern, we know that it's somebody we know. Otherwise we just don't answer it. So obviously it wasn't ringing the pattern. We're like, okay, we're just gonna ignore it because it only rang once. But then it rang again. And we're like, oh, okay. Um, maybe it is a package delivery. And I'm like, okay. So, um, Ekri lets them in. Well, busts them in. And I'm just sitting there trying to figure out, are we getting a wrong delivery again or something? Because it has happened before. Some people have come to our door and they're like, for you, we're like, no, they're like, but it says, we're like, oh, that's a totally different building. So they get to the door, and obviously I'm just like listening off to the side, just in case it's somebody crazy who's trying to, hurt us or whatever, and I can just like run and like grab some weapon or whatever. Um, and then the person's like, oh, uh, well, I only like heard like parts of it because it wasn't that close, but basically they said my name. Obviously, I'm not gonna tell you what it is. And I'm like, huh? For me? And I'm thinking, oh, did because actually before I even finished the story. So basically, I won a giveaway this week. No, weekend. And that's basically how I ended up with Andromeda 6. So not only did I get a free game key, they did ask me where I wanted to redeem it at. And I was like Steam because, easier for when, I end up changing PCs or whatever in the future. And I was also getting merch along with it. And obviously I will be anticipating that. But I do not vaguely, but what was the word? I do strictly remember them saying that it would be shipped out this week, not that it would be arriving this week. So I was like, I don't think my merch should be here yet, especially since it's coming like from afar. And I'm like, something for me? And then Mama Ekri walks in with the delivery, and it turns out it was a bouquet of flowers, and I'm like, huh? I'm like, what is this? I'm like, okay, a bouquet of flowers with no name attached, and I am just confused as hell, especially since I don't like receiving flowers as gifts. I prefer looking at flowers in their natural state, which is in the ground. Because it's like, why are you gonna gift me something that's gonna die in like a week or so? You'd have been better off just giving me money or like, I don't know, something that I could use or enjoy. And I do not enjoy watching flowers slowly die in my home. um, but yeah, and so this entire time I was trying to figure out, was it from a friend of mine or was it from my dad? Because again, I don't have that many people in my life, and um regarding family, they all know that I prefer games and money and like all that other stuff instead of like flowers. So I'm like, okay, it could only be one of these people. And so then, like I said, it now has a resolution. Turns out that it was from a friend. And I'm like, okay, it makes a whole lot more sense now. Because, like, well, yes, we have known each other for a while. There are still things we don't know about each other. And that being that they don't know that I don't really like flowers. So yeah, that was the wacky thing that uh ended up having a resolution right before stream. So basically, the story wasn't really gonna have a resolution because he was just gonna be like, "Oh, I received flowers from somebody and I don't know who." So yeah, that's what happened. And now they're gonna sit there and slowly die. Okay, it doesn't have any of my saves, which is good and bad. Good because it's always good to start fresh, but bad because now I have to remember 8 episodes worth of choices that I've made already. Uh, but, but, this does allow me to remember everything about the story. Because I will admit, I don't. So, let's finally get started. Sorry for like the short yap. Um, I just didn't want you guys to sit there and be like, you didn't tell us the wacky thing when you said you would. And you know me, I forget. Alright, so if you guys have any photosensitivity or epilepsy, be careful. Yep. I forgot what I picked. Was it? I think it was they though. That was like my original go through. Uh, I can't remember. I think it was Talari, because I do remember getting like specific dialogue from when we went back to the planet that the Talari come from. So I think that's the one. But I will slowly roll over these for you guys so you can read them, but I'll still read it out for you. So the Talari, a gentle and intelligent alien race dedicated to their medical studies and nurturing way of life. Then we have human, the most populous of all species, of course, renowned for their scientific advances in engineering. And I think it's Dolphin, because like I said, anyway, a humanoid race gifted with the ability to live both on land or water. This unique species easily adapts to their chosen habitat. But yeah, I know for a fact I never picked this one. Not because of like anything bad, but just wasn't interested. Chapter episode 1, error 404. Oh no. No, don't do that to me. No. Do not make me sit there and wait for dialogue. No. Ahem. My eyes crack open slowly, one and then the other. In an instant, I'm blinded by fluorescent lights that make my head pound, and at once I regret the action. From the heaviness that's settled in my bones, I feel as though I've been asleep for a century, and with a low groan, I manage to push myself up on my elbows and clumsily survey my surroundings. Where the hell am I? I find myself in a small room. Metal walls, a desk, and some shelves, 2 closed doors. Overall, the place looks quite bare, and not at all familiar. I press a hand to my head in an attempt to stifle the pain, and a streak of panic tears through me. My heart begins to race, my mind attempting to sift through all the possible reasons I could be here in this foreign place, with no memory of how I got here. And the more I think, the more my brain thumps painfully against my skull. Why can't I remember anything? It takes some effort to push myself into a sitting position, my muscles protesting each small movement. I feel as though an entire building has fallen on me. Okay, that's actually pretty... An entire building? Are we talking like... Like, how big are we talking? Are we talking like skyscraper kind of building? Are we talking like a small house building? Because there's a difference, you know? Sorry, there's some vehicle passing by with like an odd sound. I was like, what the fuck is passing? I attempt to stand, but something makes me pause. A kind of whirring that emanates through the room, and then suddenly a lurch of movement that has my legs buckling beneath me, sending me tumbling back onto the bed with a crash. My breath sticks in my throat, panic and confusion rising in me like a wave. What the hell is going on? The door opposite the bed hisses and shifts, sliding back into the wall as it opens, and my fight or flight reflex takes hold of me. Oh yeah, I didn't even ask you guys. I completely forgot. I meant to. Let me just quickly go back. I know I mentioned it in the title, but I'm just curious about who you guys think Calderon may be. Yeah, I guess you'll find out eventually, but if you want to take an early guess about who Calderon may be. The one on the left. There are two people on the left. Well, three if you want to include her. But which one are you talking about? Bro said the one on the left. There are two people on the left. You got any guesses, Prismo? Bottom left, this guy? Okay. You know what? Prismo's probably tuning me out as usual. Damn, it'd be like that. Okay. So that guy. Okay. Well, I got you. I will say that Calderon is the person that I did not expect to like so much. But here we are. Okay. Yeah. Stand to meet them. I push myself to my feet, but my legs are so unsteady that almost at once my ass is crashing back down to the mattress. I settle instead for glaring towards the door darkly. Perhaps if I make myself seem menacing, I can gain the upper hand and fight my way out of here. Sorry. It was taking everything in me not to make any noise. Oh, cause if I did, I was gonna go on a rambling and reveal who this person is, who might possibly be Calderon to you guys. I glare at the man who enters the room, assessing him thoroughly. Wait, I didn't check the title. I'm stick to my choice even if it's wrong. A. Don't worry, I will reveal all once we get to know everybody. Trust me, don't worry. He's so tall that his head almost touches the top of the door frame. Oh, I'm so happy to see you again, though. He gives me a small, awkward smile, though it doesn't do much to calm me. Yes, you should have. I track him as he moves across the room, and the metal chair beneath the desk scrapes across the floor as he sets it closer to the bed. He sits and faces me, leaning forward with his arms rested on his knees and that tight smile still plastered on his face. Well, considering they said it felt like it was like a building fell on them. But you know what? I don't know these people. So my best bet is to be like, well, technically I do know them, but I'm supposed to be acting like I'm playing this for the first time. So technically, since I don't know them, you don't wanna reveal too much to them. Um, mm. I look the man over, from his gentle half smile to his casual posture. Not knowing if I can trust him, I choose to say nothing at all. With a small nod, he seems to accept this. He cups himself off abruptly, his eyes flickering as though he's not sure he should have said that at all. After what? The silence that hangs between us feels decidedly awkward, his hesitation obvious by the way he fidgets with the bracelets around his wrists. I nod slowly, my eyes still narrowed on him. He stands and heads over to the desk, where I notice a pitcher of water and glass. I mean, a glass. Same difference. Something happened. Something big. I can tell by that much, but somehow I can't remember what. He pours a glass and hands it to me, and I drink deep, the cool water soothing my scratchy throat. When I'm done, I set the glass aside and turn to him again, deciding to take the questioning into my own hands. Who are you? Okay, I think it's about time you tell me who you are. You can do that much, can't you? He hesitates a moment before his demeanor seems to shift. Look, it's my little June bug! I love him so much. God. Well, that explains the movement I felt earlier. We're on a ship. Am I a prisoner here? You sure? Injured. How? I open my mouth to tell him my name, but I come up short. What is my name? I have a name. I feel it there on the tip of my tongue, but every time I reach out for it, it escapes me. I'm not sure. I mean, I have a name. I just can't remember it for some reason. June frowns, and the familiar feeling of panic begins to bubble up inside me. I should be able to remember something as simple as my own name. Closing my eyes, I try to coax the knowledge from my memories. I can feel it lingering on the edge of my thoughts, and I know it's close, hidden behind the mist of my mind. Nothing. Why can't I remember? My throat tightens at the realization. Not remembering how I got here is one thing, but not knowing my own name. All the names that cross my mind feel foreign, not one of them standing out as mine. Panic begins to sear my lungs, constricting my throat, leaving me gasping for breath. June shuffles his chair closer to the bed, his eyes locked on mine. He takes a deep breath in through his nose, releasing it slowly through his mouth. With a hand, he gestures for me to do the same. After a few breaths, in and out, the tightness in my chest begins to ease and cool air floods my lungs. I hesitate before I follow his instructions. Closing my eyes, I roll my shoulders and let out a deep shuddering breath. I know my name. It's here somewhere. His voice washes over me like a balm, soothing and healing my fractured nerves. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Ever so slowly, my mind empties, the darkness it leaves behind like an endless abyss, waiting to be filled. After a few more moments, something clicks into place, like the download button in my brain has regained power once again. Trying to hold all other thoughts at bay, I part my lips and speak the one word that hangs like a neon light in the back of my mind. Petty. Petty. That's my name. A breath of fresh air washes over me, the frustration beginning to recede. I try to push my mind a little further, a last name, or even my home. But the more I try, the more of the black hole of my memory sucks me into nothingness. Nothing comes to mind, not even the slightest inkling. I decide not to push it anymore for now. My first name will have to do. Slowly, I open my eyes again, a smile tugging at my lips as my eyes fall upon June in that contagious, lopsided grin of his. I'm Betty. June grins wider, and it's one of those smiles that reaches his eyes and wrinkles the skin beside them. No. I wish I did, but no. I search my mind, every darkened crevice and corner, but come up short. No. June lets out a sigh, as if it burdens him to be the one to tell me whatever comes next. Well, I recall the city of Siltavie. Is it VA or V? Hold on, I think. Sorry. I'm just going to the Discord because they had like a whole pronunciation thing. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Oh, my apologies. It is Tilari, not Tilari. Tilari. My bad. Oh, but they don't have the name for the place. Okay, so I'm just gonna have to use at my discretion. Okay, so I think it might be V. I think it might be. I recall the city of Siltavi, capital of the planet Goldus. But did I live there? Do I have a life there, or family waiting for me? Mine seems bathed in darkness, coming up blank with each attempt to remember my past. I'm sorry. I remember the city, but nothing past that. June nods as he thinks, absently fidgeting with the bracelets around his wrists. There isn't. Oh shit. Imagine having memory loss, but the moment they said, there's somebody waiting for you, and you're just like, instantly, there isn't. That's crazy. It's like, I don't know what it is, but something's telling me that I don't have any family left. It's just like this weird gut feeling that the words leave my mouth before I can stop them. But somehow, I know it's true. And even if it isn't, what good would it be if I can't even remember them? June shifts in his chair, but I cut him before he has the chance to say more. All I know right now is my name. I have you to thank for that. It's a start, right? I chew on my bottom lip anxiously, feeling his eyes flicker over me and knowing that he's not fooled by the casual act. An uneasiness settles in my stomach, and I think that perhaps I'm more shaken up than I've let on. The only consolation is that June seems worried enough for the both of us. June extends a hand to help me stand, and when I take it, his skin is surprisingly warm, a stark contrast to the chill of the air-conditioned ship. Despite the roughness of his skin and the calluses on his fingers, his touch is gentle. For a moment, I think I might be okay to stand on my own, but when I let go of his hand, my legs buckle beneath me. Letting out a yelp, I fall backwards only for a second before a strong arm wraps around my waist, holding me up. That's the thing that that I love about their choices. They're like, this means you're going to be flirting with them, you know? uh, I love teasing everybody sometimes. Like, especially when they have stuff like this. Like, if you want to get closer, you could just ask. Like, you didn't have to, do all that. Jim keeps his arm around me, and I get the distinct feeling that the current weakness in my knees might have something to do with the close proximity. If you wanted to get closer, you could have just asked. I laugh softly at the way his face flushes and his eyes widen. For someone who at first seemed so composed, who knew he could be flustered so easily? No need to apologize, I'm not complaining. He clears his throat in what I assume is an attempt to regain some of his composure. My mouth twitches in its attempt to hide a smile. With June's help, I'm soon balancing again on my own 2 feet. Sorry for teasing you. I was only trying to lighten the mood. Ooh, okay. His eyes lock on mine, and there's something different about them. Something I can't quite place. I'll also keep that in mind. Ooh, sorry. I'm cut short when the lights above us blink on and off and the ship lurches, prompting June to steady me with a hand on my arm once again. What was that? What kind of technical issues? I raise an eyebrow at him. The last thing I need is to be stranded on a broken starship with no memory. One crisis at a time, thank you very much. I follow June out of the room and down a short corridor where he stops in front of a set of blue, transparent double doors. The alarm must show on my face because he shakes his head and chuckles softly. Thank you, June. He pauses for a moment, giving me a strange look that I can't quite place. And then, just as quickly, it's gone. He smiles gently before he turns and disappears down the corridor, and I turn to the doors in front of me. I enter the infirmary as cautious and quiet as a rabbit avoiding a trap, not quite knowing what to expect. After getting to know June a little, I can only come to the conclusion that he's a good guy, and it seems like he was telling the truth about me not being a prisoner here. First thing I notice as I pace through the infirmary is the smell. It smells clean, but not in that sterile, medical way. More like dewy grass and fresh rain, like the open air and sky. It reminds me of a cool spring morning, though I can't recall having ever experienced one. It's almost homey. I am. The voice that startles me is surprisingly soft, and my head tilts to follow the sound. The woman who approaches me is Tilari, by the look of her luminescent skin and her bright yellow eyes. My chest warms with a feeling of familiarity. I'm not the only one. You're the one who's been looking after me? She smiles, and there's something so calming about it that it soothes me right down to my aching bones. I'm reluctant to let my guard down so easily, but her presence hardly inspires fear. Petty. She gestures with long, thin fingers toward the medical chair that's positioned in the center of the room, and I follow her instruction, crinkling the sheet of plastic beneath me as I sit. I have a pretty bad headache, but apart from that, I think I'm okay. She huffs as she opens a cabinet and digs around in it. Then she pours a glass of water, coming over to hand me the drink and a couple of small white pills. For a moment, I hesitate, thinking it's probably not the best idea in the world to take pills from a stranger, but in the end, the pain in my head wins out. I take the pills, feeling the relief from them almost immediately as I set the glass aside. Thanks, that's much better. I hesitate, and she cocks her head to the side, watching me curiously. Well, I haven't been able to remember much besides my name. Riona, wait. Let me pull it up because they do have her name pronunciation. Just want to make sure I'm pronouncing it right. Oh, okay, so it is Riona. Okay. Because I do feel bad when I mispronounce things. Riona grabs a long silver wand from a nearby table and holds it in front of me. I nod and she lights up the tip with a swish, shining the blue lights on the end into my eyes one after the other. She inspects the old wound next, and her fingers are cool against my scalp. She gives an approving hum at whatever she finds there. The silver wand is pressed gently inside my ear, where Rihanna pulls it back out and inspects the strange illuminated symbols on the side. The balance was a little off at first. Since then, apart from the memory thing, I've been feeling fine. Rihanna holds the wand in front of my face vertically, and a blue light washes over me, blinking for a few seconds before it dissipates entirely. When I follow her gaze to the screen behind me, the images have changed, depicting a series of numbers and icons I don't understand. She stands back and studies me carefully, her nose crinkles slightly in thought. Amnesia? But it will heal, won't it? Riona gives me a sad smile, and it's only now that I can tell she's just as unsure as I am. It's worth a shot. Um, Goldus? What was it that June had mentioned finding me? Goldus? It's probably the most logical answer. Goldus? Yona gives me a curious look, her yellow eyes making some kind of assessment. I try once more to come up with some glimpse of my past, but it's to no avail. The mind seems as though it has a thick layer of fog covering it, and it refuses to part. I don't know. The frustration must show in my face, because Riona gives me an encouraging smile. Well, I think I had one? I think I had one brother, maybe? No, wait, I had a sister. The feminine presence comes to mind, but her face is a blur. Still, when I think of her as my sister, it feels right. Yes, I had a sister. I try to push further, but the more I do, the more my mind closes up. No, I'm sorry. True, that is progress. The fact that you can remember a sister at all. It's better than most people. I nod and glance around the room, and once again I'm hit by that smell. I notice now that there's something else mixed into it. Something sweet, almost fruity. Can I ask what that scent is? Riona gestures to a small, cylinder-shaped object in the corner of the room, glowing faintly. She giggles unexpectedly, as if she didn't mean to say that. Was this option always here? Again, you have to understand it's been a while. It's been a while since I played this. So obviously I'm not going to remember the finer details of everything. Uh, yeah, I should say that. Let me just double check the pronunciation. Let's see, Tilarian. Yep, Tilarian. I remember Tilarian somehow. I remember it being beautiful, but I'm not sure that I've ever been there. Dang it. I really should have took my pill. Actually, you know what? Let me do that like right now. So I don't have to deal with it later. Actually, I'm gonna take a little short. Take a little short. I'll take a restroom break as well. So I'll run an ad so that way we'll have less interruption. So I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. The ads are just about over too, so that's good. Oh, snap. Hold on. Alright, let's continue. Runa smiles fondly, and when her eyes turn glassy, I imagine she's envisioning her home in her mind. The captain, huh? I haven't met them yet. Perhaps they can give me some more answers. Why did you leave Telarian, if you don't mind me asking? She smiles sadly, and I can't help but to feel a little of the emotion myself, sinking into my skin like dew. Um, were you able to help them? The people that needed it? Her face changes. That sadness I'd seen glimpses of every now and then, coming to the surface once more. I'm sorry to hear that. She smiles at me gratefully, and there's something beautiful about it. Something pure and utterly selfless. It strikes me that someone with this much kindness and devotion towards the world should never have to go through such hardship, and I can only hope that whatever she has to endure has only made her stronger. The ship lurches violently, and Riona and I grab hold of the chair, fixed securely to the floor to keep ourselves from flying across the room. Again? What was that? I look her over, trying to decipher the truth. Technical issues? A gas cloud? Somehow I get the impression that both of those are clever. Hopefully not for anything worse. I'm sure I'll manage. Thank you for taking care of me. Yes, ma'am. Oh yeah, I just realized I haven't edited myself in a while. I said edited, oh my god. Yeah, it's good to look different once in a while. I exit the infirmary and head back in the direction June and I had come from to find the room I was in. At least I think it was this way. As I continue walking down the corridor, all the doors look the same to me, and I realize that I should have let Riona show me the way after all. With no other option, I keep going. The corridors are a mix of metal walls and elaborate circuitry, fluorescent lights evenly spaced hanging from the ceiling, the occasional patch holding metal sheets together. I look around for some kind of sign, but find nothing, stopping only when I come to the next door. It's larger than the rest of them, must lead somewhere important. Okay, this is definitely not where I'm meant to be. Curiosity gets the better of me, and while I know I should be resting, per the medic's orders, I can't stop myself from exploring the space. I descend the stairs, passing by crates and various equipment until I notice a small porthole on one of the walls. As I pay closer, I look peek through the window, finding the view to be absolutely breathtaking. The vast, dark abyss of the universe is laid bare in front of me, and as I count the stars in the distance, I wonder, am I truly from Goldus? Somewhere out there, the answers wait for me, I'm sure of it. Somewhere in the system lies the key to my true self. My only fear is that it may be unwise for me to go chasing the ghosts of my past. Perhaps this all happened to me for a reason. Perhaps I'd be better off leaving the ghost buried and start anew. Something tells me, deep down, that I need to know. I'm startled by a voice behind me, and I jump, turning to find the source. The man who had previously interrupted me steps up to a nearby door, pausing as he studies the panel beside it. He turns to me again. He swears under his breath, rubbing a hand over the back of his neck. I'm sorry, a hole in the what? You mean the ship? Is it safe for us to be here? I can feel the panic rising again, the fear that we could be sucked out into space at any moment sounding like a very real possibility. Man paces a few steps as he mumbles to himself, looking at the door nervously before turning to me. But I don't say anything. His lips pull into a tight line. I shrug my shoulders and he lets out a defeated sigh. He turns briskly, and I debate running in the opposite direction before I think better of it, and I'm forced to jog to catch up with him. I follow the man up the stairs and back into the corridor, where he's waiting for me, a friendly smile curving his lips. Patty, the coop? I don't remember. I don't remember anything, well, except my name. June helped me with that. Oh god, my phone is dying. He smiles at that and thinks it over for a moment before he speaks again. I mean, he's right though. He is right. Rose said you want to pick a new name. I stare at him, stunned, and after a moment or two, his face drops in realization. Nah. I attempt to smile, but the awkwardness of the situation twists it into more of a grimace. Bash makes a sound, an audible gulp of air, one that has me turning toward him. No, you haven't. It's just, I don't know how to feel about it yet. I feel like I've been saying I don't know a whole lot today. It's starting to get old. He grins, but it's not the same. There are too many unspoken things behind it. Things I find myself wondering if he'd tell me, or I'd ask. His smile turns sad, and I have a hard time imagining anything in the world bringing down the bundle of energy in front of me. My eyes shift to the tattoos flickering over his skin, the ink glowing luminescent under the spaceship's lights, and then to the bionic arm at his side, a network of metal plates and connectors intrinsically woven together. On closer inspection, I noticed the hastily patched repair drops and oil-stained bandages holding parts of it together, and I can't keep a smile from tilting my lips. I set my gaze to his face, embarrassed at being caught staring, and when he laughs, I can't help but feel like he's laughing at me. No, I've seen them before. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying either. Maybe I've never seen them up close. No. No. He waggles his eyebrows at me suggestively, and I roll my eyes at his teasing. In your dreams, maybe. Vash fakes a look of mock offense, holding both hands, bionic and human, over his heart. I give him a dry look, and he grins that crooked grin of his, which only makes me break my facade and laugh with him. I can certainly think of worse friends to have. We fall into step next to each other, and I trust Bash's knowledge of the ship to lead me to the right place this time. Do your bionics give you any special abilities? Bash flexes his bionic arm in front of him, making a fist and relaxing it again. His face is strange all of a sudden. He gestures to his left eye, giving me the opportunity to study it closer. It's obvious on first glance that there is something different about it. The way it pulses a bright electric yellow makes his right eye, a dark forest green, seem almost dull in comparison. I instinctively move to cover myself, but when he laughs heartily, I stop, dropping my arms to my side and feeling a little foolish. I laugh at myself, trying to recover from my awkward reaction. And the tattoos? An ungraceful snort escapes me before I can stop it, but then I hesitate, deciding how to word the question that's poised on my lips without sounding like I'm digging for the gory details. How did you end up with them? I mean, if you don't mind me asking. He grimaces, and I'm immediately aware of how intrusive I'm being. Sorry, you don't have to answer that. Alright, you got a deal. He grins at me, and I find it amazing how he seems to shrug things off so easily, as though his entire being is dedicated to only the good things in life. I chuckle at the way Bash manages to flip something as serious as a hole in the spaceship to something of mere inconvenience. I haven't seen much of it yet. In fact, before I ran into you, I was pretty lost. No. Bash gives a scoff of a laugh, then shakes his head in amusement. Oh my god, you guys have to meet June's pet. I think it was an iguana, right? I believe he named it Lizzie. I think it's a cute little thing. You'll get to see it later, but that's in like episode 6, 7. Oh no! Oh no! I said the thing. No, no. Oh no! You know what? Thank you everybody for coming. It's time to end stream. Oh my god. I swear, I didn't do that on purpose. I swear, I did not. Sorry. I just need a moment of silence from my career. Okay. Let's just pretend that didn't happen. Point is, you get to meet his pet. His pet. He shudders, and now I'm even more intrigued. Somehow I have to find a way of meeting this pet. His mind drifts elsewhere, and when I clear my throat, he shrugs and shakes his head. Yeah, we've been introduced. She seemed lovely. His face changes as he talks about Riona. It becomes softer somehow. I know exactly who you're forgetting, but I can't say their name. Because then it'll just immediately decrease the chance of them being Calderon. Because it could be. He holds a finger against his lips, and I can't tell if he's serious or this is all just for dramatic effect. He snaps his fingers in front of him, grinning at me as we walk through a set of double doors. He leans in closer to whisper the last part, his eyes glinting with an unmistakable mischief. Okay, just. Okay, just making sure that all the audio is connected. So, like, we haven't had audio in a while. um, why is it not? Okay, there we go. Because I'm like, the music should be playing. Okay. There we go. So, it turns out you were wrong, Ollie. He is not Calderon. He is. Apparently, they said it's pronounced. Where is it? Damon. And this whole time I've been calling him Damon. But apparently it's Damon. But again, like I said, I will explain everything once we meet everybody. We still have 2 more people. Vash is already halfway across the bridge before I have the chance to say goodbye, leaving me standing on my own at the entrance. Well, not entirely on my own, as Damon is still leaning nonchalantly against the wall next to me. Food obtained? What did you get? You gotta tell us, what'd you get? I spare him a nervous glance, my skin prickling under his cold stare. The way he's looking me over makes me feel like I'm not so much a guest on the ship but his prey. Trying to ignore his unnerving presence, I survey the front of the ship. The room is spacious, control panels spread across the front, 2 seats for the pilot and co-pilot surrounded by a domed window, and a cluster of seats behind them. What do you mean, fried snack? What the fuck is fried snack? I step forward to see through the window up ahead. The view of Selaota is even more breathtaking from here. I have no idea which planet we're currently passing, but somehow it makes me feel unnervingly small. A tiny, insignificant speck, alone in this vast galaxy. The drifting sound of arguing reaches me, and a couple of people I don't recognize, coupled with June and Bash, pace about the room. Over the grinding of engines and the whir of electronics, I can't quite make out what they're saying. But when I feel a slinking presence beside me, dark and ominous and entirely dangerous, it doesn't matter anyway. The skin on the back of my neck prickles. Everyone I've met so far has been welcoming in their own way. This man, Damon, Bash called him, feels anything but. Oh, fried snacks, stuff like calamari, chicken fingers. Why'd you get so much? You're only one person. Unless you plan on feeding your cat some of the chicken fingers. My eyes flick to the side, and I know, even before I see, that he's watching me. On second thought, it might not be such a good idea to barge into the middle of a debate between people I don't know, on a ship I don't belong on, in the middle of nowhere. Tension hangs in the air, so thick you could cut it with a blade. I see now that any interruption would be less than welcome. Alright. Alright, you didn't have to go and insult my entire lineage like that. A silky voice startles me, and I turn to find Damon, standing closer than I had expected, staring me down through cold, calculated eyes. He speaks with a tone that leaves me unsure of his intention, and holds a thin blade between his forefinger and thumb, sheathing it quickly upon catching my wandering eyes. Oh, sorry that you can hear that. Who doesn't love the sound of me closing my reusable bottle? I stare at him dumbly, baffled by the way he exudes so much charm, yet comes off so utterly disrespectful at the same time. Tall, dark, and handsome is an understatement for the man in front of me, but there's something else too. Something venomous lingering behind that wolfish smile. Something that seems almost cruel in comparison to the beauty of the rest of him. Damon lets out a long, dramatic sigh as he sizes me up. Bitch, did I ask for your opinion? I should be the bigger person and ignore him, but I'm not. And after what he just said, I don't want to be. Right? Like, fuck being the bigger person. If you want to go low, I will go low with you. Oh, I'm sorry. Did my telepathic mind powers ask for your opinion? David blinks, as though he hadn't anticipated that kind of response from me. Thank you so much, oh wisest of sages, for gifting me with your words. I roll my eyes at him dismissively. This insufferable man is clearly intent on pushing my buttons, and although I'm trying to keep my cool, he's succeeding. He shrugs nonchalantly as he leans back against the wall, seeming content to ignore me. What's your problem? The hardness in his eyes would be enough to dismantle anyone, so I scrunched my nose at him and make my voice even harder. You don't even know me. With a scoff, I turned to leave the bridge, thoroughly done with both this conversation and with Damon himself. Somewhere where you're not. The silky voice stops me in my tracks, and when I turn to Damon, he's studying me curiously, as if I were some specimen in a lab. Back to my room. He pushes himself away from the wall and steps toward me with an unnatural feline grace. Okay. That's a good question. I ask myself that every day. His voice still holds what seems to be a perpetually snarky undertone, but something about his questions makes my blood run cold. To answer the earlier question, I gotta eat a fair bit to maintain muscleness. But oh, right. You did say you do work out a lot. You did say you were a bodybuilder, right? Or am I thinking of somebody else? Powerlifter. Right. It was one of those things. Yeah, that would make sense, yeah. Sorry, I was just thinking, you know, me as a person. It's like, yeah, I do eat a lot when I'm at home, but like generally, I don't eat that much. Like, if you were to like take me to like a buffet, like an all-you-can-eat buffet, I'd only have like one plate of food. And so it's like at that point you should have just taken me to like a restaurant where I would only get one plate of food. And like not even like in the past when I was younger, I wouldn't even like eat a full plate of food. I'd eat like, if I was hungry, like half, but on like the usual would be like less than a half. So yeah, now that I've gotten like, I guess older and bigger, I eat more. But it's just so odd. When I'm at home, it's like, what's the word? I guess voracious when I'm at home. But then the moment I'm like outside and we like go get food and stuff, I barely finish what like I ordered. I should have asked my doctor about that, but I completely forgot. I mean, not that it's like affecting my life in any way, so it's not like uber important that I had to ask it, but it still would have been good to like get some clarity. I guess next time. See, I paid for the whole buffet. Could eat the whole buffet. Trust me, I want to do that, but because like recently, well, I don't know how, you know, I'll just say the other day. The other day, I had gone to a buffet with someone, and I did eat an entire plate of food that I had put on. And after it, I felt like I was gonna burst at the seams. Nearly to the point that I was like, oh my god, I might actually puke. So it's like, I don't know. It's like I do want to eat more food, but I don't know how. Hold on, just let me run to the garbage can real quick. Actually, let me also go get more water. Because I'm gonna need a lot more. To be fair, today is also cheat day for me. Been cutting calories and meal prep. Yeah. Excuse me, sir. You shouldn't be cheating. Stick to that diet. Don't make me scold you through the screen. Gaining my memories would be a good start. He rolls his cold blue eyes at me, clearly unsatisfied with my answer. I don't know. Nothing really. His hooded eyes slide over me suggestively, his lips pulling up at one side. Boy, I'd like to see you try. You can try, but I doubt you'll get far. Makes you think I'd ever open up to you. He takes a step toward me and cocks his head to the side, the fluorescent lights of the ship casting shadows over his sharp features. Being near Damon feels like being stuck between opposite ends of a magnet. He pushes you away, only to reel you back in again with the same fiery intensity. I don't move when his cool fingers grab my chin and tilt my face toward him, the body either unable or unwilling to distance itself from him. I swallow around the lump in my throat, knowing I'm being lured into one of his traps, and yet unable to keep a conspiratorial grin from tugging at my lips. David pulls his bottom lip between his teeth, squeezing my chin just once before he drops his hand and relinquishes his hold. The ghost of his touch lingers, and I find myself quite unable to move, to breathe, to do anything other than stand here dumbly and pretend that my insides don't feel like they're slowly but surely caving inwards. Eventually, I clear my throat and awkwardly will my limbs to loosen. Damon chuckles at my attempts to compose myself, his eyes gleaming with the prospect of a challenge. I'm still lost in the moment when footsteps approach, heavy set and clipped, and a gruff voice calls towards us. And Damon rolls his eyes, and his lips curl into a smirk as he winks at me, blue eyes glinting with amusement. He steps back slowly, one foot behind the other, and slides his hands into his pockets as he turns and grins in that infuriating way. Yes, teacher. Damon gasps, holding a hand to his chest in mock offense. I love the interactions between these two. They're literally the best. The commander inhales sharply, shutting his eyes and pinching the bridge of his nose in clear annoyance. He stops, fixing Damon with a dark stare. One that says, "Don't fuck with me," among other things. Damon gives a mock salute, pulling on a pair of black leather gloves and looking thoroughly unimpressed at being interrupted. He turns back before he leaves the bridge, sparing a single glance over his shoulder. I'm not sure which one of us he's speaking to, and in the end, I decided I'd rather not know. With a thick swallow, I turned back to the other man, steeling myself against the wrath Damon so jitterously invoked in him. Damon was unnerving, in his own kind of way, but this man is downright terrifying. Tall, rigid, and with a scowl so intimidating it makes my blood run cold. Looks like the warm welcome ended with bash. Well... Folding his arms over his broad chest, he stares me down, and I try my hardest not to shrink under his glacial glare. Yep, there he is. Calderon, the man in the flesh. Like, you're pretty much probably wondering right now, with all this description about him, what it is that I like about him. I can't tell you, because I myself don't know. It's just over the course of... Because I think it's chapter 4? No. Or is it 5? One of those two, where you basically finally decide who you're going to be pursuing. And basically, up until that point, I don't know, I guess he just really appealed to me. Okay, but we still have one more person to meet, and then I can finally speak about everything. Excuse me? He lets out an exasperated huff of air, his sharp jaw tensing with his frustration. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are to talk to me like that? Just who exactly do you think you are? He fixes me with a heavy stare, and my stomach drops under the ferocity of it. Ferocity? Ferocity? One of those two. Calderon! Wait, do they have? I think they do. Let me see. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh no, it's not Calderon. It's Calderin. Rin. Not Ron, Rin. I will try to remember that. Calderin. I still prefer Ron though. But they said Rin is the correct pronunciation, so Calderin. Oh. Well, Captain, shouldn't you be more welcoming to your guests? I blink at him stupidly, attempting to contemplate how exactly one man can be so obnoxious. Damon almost seems like an angel in comparison. And it really does seem like that when you first start out. Almost. There she is! A feminine voice calls out from somewhere over to the side. But if anything, it only seems to make the captain even more annoyed. My eyes flick up over him involuntarily. He has the look of a soldier. Strong jaw, stiff back, stick up his ass about a mile long. The woman barks something at him, and I back away slowly, thinking it's probably best to keep out of his way after all. I barely made it 3 steps before he turns, sapphire eyes landing on me in a cold stare and freezing me in place. The way he says it isn't a question, but it catches me off guard nonetheless. What? Right? Oh, that's his name. I knew it started with a Z. I couldn't remember the bad guy's name. Oh, do they have pronunciation for his name? Zovok, okay. So it was basically how I thought it was pronounced, Zovok. So the C is silent. So basically cut off the C and that's basically how it's pronounced. A flash of anger passes over his features so quickly. I would have missed it if I wasn't looking closely. My eyebrows knit together, confused. In Zovok, pronounced Steve clearly. Honestly, that's what French seems like to me. It's written like this, but it's pronounced completely different. It's like, what? Why don't you just write it the way it's pronounced? Maybe Riona was mistaken about my accident. I feel less like I've taken a blow to the head, more like I've been dropped into another galaxy entirely. I don't know. He sneers at me, his lips curled cruelly, and immediately I know I've struck a nerve. The woman, Ayame, warns him, her voice low but with enough venom coating it to be threatening. Calderin. No, I really can't get used to Calderin. Calderin. Ignoring her. You think I want this to not know who I am? He takes a step toward me, and it's so intimidating that it takes everything I have not to move a muscle. You're unbelievable. He points a finger at me, and I resist the urge to shove it away. Are you always such a dick? His jaw tenses, his teeth ground tight. My chest heaves with my anger, but I hold my tongue. He is the captain, after all, even if his manners leave much to be desired. I'm not your enemy. You don't need to be so paranoid. If you don't like him, then maybe he's not so bad. It only takes a second to know that this was the wrong thing to say. His lips curled back from his teeth, revealing a scowl so venomous my eyes widen. His growl echoes straight through me, and I inhale sharply, meeting him head on. His eyes are blazing, the fury made obvious by the growl in his voice and the flush of his skin. Yeah, guys. I fell in love with an asshole. She grabs Calderin by the arm, hoisting him back a step while she glares up at him. He fixes her with an equally hard stare, the tension between them palpable as he grits out from between clenched teeth. Somehow not uncommon. I mean, he does get less assholey as the story goes on. Because again, you also have to understand, this is the beginning, so obviously nobody's familiar with you. You're not familiar with them. And right now, as Calderin said, I could possibly be a danger to them all. I can't say for all the characters, because I do feel like you see the most development when you're like actively pursuing one of them. Not to say that building up to the point that you don't, but I do feel like a lot of the, well, not a lot of it, but I'd say a decent portion of it is behind pursuing them. Oh, well, okay, so technically we won't meet, because so far we've seen, how many minutes? Okay, so technically we won't meet the 7th person until much later. So I think it'll be fine for me to just say everything now. Because I think, well, technically you do meet them in the first episode, but you don't actually get to like really interact with them like you do with these guys here until later. So since we now met everybody, I can now talk. So when I first initially played, obviously, you know, I had no impressions yet. And then as I got to know everybody, I was like, okay, I think I might go with June. But then I met Damon, and I was like, okay. Thank you for that person roaring down the street. And then I met Damon, and I was like, okay, June has competition. And then came along Calderin, and I was like, oh, I don't like you. You're really mean. And so, for a time, I think I will say, out of everybody, I think the only person that I would never even considered pursuing was Bash. I don't know what it was about him, but there's just something about him that just, I don't know. I guess like his story and who he is just doesn't interest me as much as everybody else. But then getting back on track. So as I said, you know, as you get further along in the episodes, you know, you get to learn more about them, see their behavior change a bit. And I was like, wait a minute, wait, I kind of like this, you know, back and forth with Calderin. And then basically at that point, when it came time to choose, obviously I had a hard time. Because I was like, oh, I want to do Damon, but I also kind of want to do June. But then I was like, oh, but Calderin, you know, we've been through so much together. I was like, fuck it. Calderin, he's gonna be my main. So basically for the main playthrough, it's going to be Calderin. I'm just letting you guys know. But I'm more than willing to go back and do Damon and June's. Now, which one would be next after Calderin? I don't know. But it would be one of them. And then whoever doesn't get picked gets done next. But yeah. And then I'm pretty sure like some point I even did like Ayame and Riona. I don't think I got that far with them though. Because I think by the time I got to them, I was at the point where I was like, okay, I need like a break and I gotta play something else. And then I never came back to it. But like I said, they all have pretty interesting stories. Again, I can't really say anything about Bash because, again, never intended to ever do him. But I can say for certain that this is also pretty interesting, I guess. I mean, there are Bash fans out there. But he's just not for me. And then, the other person that we haven't met yet, that we will, once we get to the place that we're supposed to be going in this chapter, they do make like a brief appearance. But again, I'll just go ahead and say who they are and whatnot. It'll help if I go to the main menu so you can see their face. So this guy here. This is the guy who you don't really get to interact with until later. But you do get to see him like here and there throughout the episodes. And honestly, I think like if I like had the ranking, obviously Calderon first, and then Damon and June would be tied for second, and then him, Vex, would be third. Well, actually no, I think he'd be tied for third with Ayame, and then it'd be Riona, and then Bash would just be a will not finish. So yeah. Did I ever say his name? I don't think I did. Yeah, it is whatever. So yeah. I do hope we'll get to the point where we get to meet him. The redhead. But it's already been like 2 hours. Oh gosh. 2 hours and we're only this far in this story. Oy. I think I yapped too much. I think that's the issue. She rolls her eyes at him as she storms back to the cockpit controls. I guess that's the pilot. The confusion must show on my face because when Calderon turns to me again, he lets out a defeated sigh, rubbing a hand over his face tiredly. No. His voice is surprisingly gentle now, and I shake my head, unable to tear my gaze away from his. There's something about those eyes. Calderon's got a wall around him about a mile high. Not much is obvious, but every now and then there's a flicker of something. If I didn't know it better, I'd say it was sadness. He inhales sharply, the red flush of anger melting away as he waves a dismissive hand at me. You know I have to do it. You know I have to. I have to provoke him. I have to. Fine. I'm going. But it's not because you asked me to. The captain smirks, his eyes darkening in cold amusement at this last display of defiance. A flush of heat spreads over my neck, though I try desperately to suppress it. The last thing I need is for him to know he's getting to me. And I certainly don't need him knowing that I find that authoritative smirk of his somewhat attractive. I mean, no. Stop. Shaking my head to clear any unwanted thoughts, I turn to leave. But not before I see his lips curl even higher at the sides. What? I didn't, but it's petty. He gives me a strange look, eyebrow quirked, and then he shakes his head as if deciding he doesn't care after all. He turns to leave the room, but not before giving me another once-over, sizing me up. I stand there dumbly as I watch the captain leave the bridge, the sound of his heavy-set footsteps disappearing beneath the hiss of the closing door. It felt personal. You don't need to apologize. I glared towards the door that Calderin has just disappeared through, his words still rubbing me all the wrong way. Well, all the wrong places. You're not the one who should be apologizing. In an instant, my dark glower snaps from the door to Ayame. Being compared to the captain is certainly not something I appreciate. There's nothing complicated about being civil or having basic manners. Or both. Yeah, well, but... I mean, there's a difference. Calderin is a captain, you know? He's supposed to be, you know, kinda nice and welcoming. Yeah, but at least he didn't call me useless. That's true. She sighs as she tugs on a thin braid hanging by her shoulder and blows out a breath. She laughs, and the sound is infectious. Soon enough, I'm smiling with her, and it's a relief to know that the ship is not entirely filled with douchebags. A thought suddenly crosses my mind that perhaps Ayame and Calderin are more than just crewmates or friends. It would certainly make an odd pair, but they do seem pretty close. Now the last thing I want is to pry. When it comes down to it, it's really none of my business. No, it's nothing really. I was just wondering if, I mean, you and the captain seem close. Are you two? Oh, Etsun. My voice shuts off at the expression on her face, one that shifts from careless confidence into something of utter disbelief. It's like she's saying, "You think I'd date that?" The laugh escapes her, one that I would dare say borders on hysterical. I watch as she runs a hand through her hair, drawing my attention to the gear attached to the side of her head. It looks like advanced tech, but what really catches my eye are the thin gills on the sides of her neck, moving ever so slightly with each breath she takes. She's Catalfan. I mean Catalfan. Fan? Catalfan? Because they wrote it as, you know, the word fan, but I don't know if it's fan or fawn. I'm gonna say fawn. Or you know what? Could be fan. Catalfan. I'll just go with Catalfan, call it a day. She makes a gagging sound before snorting with laughter once again. Oh. That makes a lot more sense, actually. I feel a little foolish at having thought otherwise. Oh, well, like, her grin widens and I open my mouth to protest, only to realize that there's no argument. I did ask her relationship status before introducing myself. This is awkward. Yes. mean, yeah, I asked the important questions first. Philip's curling to a smile wicked enough to match her own, though I'm not quite sure where the confidence is coming from. Perhaps Aya's rubbing off on me. You could say I was, asking the most important question first. I have my flushes, and I know I've got her off guard. I bite down on my tongue to keep from laughing at the way her eyebrows shoot upwards. My name is Betty. Not quite as beautiful as Ayame, but it does the job. Flirting my way into their ranks. I wish I could tease her even more, but by the way my shoulders are shaking with laughter, I suspect she's already caught me out. I shrug as if it doesn't matter, but in my head I'm already preparing myself. I'm just happy to hear there'll be a next time. I return the smile she gives me. But thinking about that, however, brings back the memory of Calderon and his ultimatum, and it quickly fades. I hardly know the people on this ship, but somehow the thought of being alone out there in the world, not knowing where I came from, is nothing short of terrifying. Welcome back from the ads. I wish. No, I'm just not sure how much longer I'll be here. No, not particularly. The captain made it pretty clear that I'll be on my own once we get to Terranium. Aya's eyebrows shoot up as she stares at me, a mixture of shock and anger twisting her features. Yes, it's your next stop, isn't it? I shake my head over and over in answer to her questions. The past is still very much like a blur, and these people are the only ones I remember knowing. With an exasperated huff, Aya throws her hands in the air, facing the floor in front of me. It's okay, Aya. I can take care of myself. I'll ask around and get a job or something to keep me going while I try to get my life in order. I try to reassure her, because the last thing I want is to cause trouble from one of the few people who have been so kind to me. This crew has already saved my life. It doesn't seem right to ask for any more from them than that. Aya stops pacing, pulling her bottom lip between her teeth as she turns to me. She puts a hand on my shoulder and looks me dead in the eye. And once I begin to understand a little of how she manages to keep a pair like Damon and Calderon in check. She stops at the sound of the opening door and the sight of the figure who steps onto the bridge with us. I'm startled by the hardness of Riona's tone, turning to find the medic staring at me with her hands on her hips and her foot tapping expectantly. Riona's expression softens as her gaze settles on Aya. Ayame smiles at me sheepishly, giving my arm a quick, affectionate squeeze before she heads towards the door. Her footsteps fade as she leaves, and when Riona returns to me, I brace myself. Her smile is soft, but the firmness of her voice makes it clear that I don't have a choice in the matter. Answering only with a small smile of my own, I follow her from the bridge. Riona safely delivers me to my room with a promise to check in on me later, and I promptly fall down onto the bed with a sigh. My body is still aching enough to be a bother, and the time I've spent trapezing around the ship hasn't done me any favors. I didn't notice it so much at the time, but now that I'm here, resting doesn't sound half bad. Time passes, and after what feels like hours lying in bed, tossing and turning as I attempt to get some sleep, I eventually give up. I sit on the side of the bed and sigh, my mind stuck in an endless, exhausting loop. The harder I try to think about my past, the harder my brain seems to rebel against me. Nothing feels right. Nothing at all. And on top of all that, I need to come up with a plan for when we get to Terranium. I don't remember much of the Junker planet, but I know it sure as hell is not the kind of place you want to wind up alone. Gambling dens, arenas, bars, strip clubs. What exactly am I supposed to do in a place like that? I mean, you could strip. You could strip. I'm startled by a knock on the door, and with a sigh, I push myself to my feet and cross the room to answer it. When I hit the panel to open the door, I find myself face to face with. I did say I was gonna go for Calderon, so I said Ron again. Calderon. So that is who we're going to be making choices for the entire time. Oh. It's you. Calderon stands awkwardly in the corridor. When he raises an eyebrow at my greeting, I get the impression he wishes he was anywhere else. I give him a look that says I agree, but I say nothing as all of the annoyance from our earlier conversation floods through me once more. Calderon rubs the back of his neck and clears his throat, and it's the first time I've seen him do something that doesn't exude obnoxious male energy. Sorry, I was listening out for Mama Ekri. I pretend to consider it for a good long moment, making him wait in the corridor. Eventually, I step aside and give him space to enter the room, letting the door slide shut behind him. He walks ahead of me, so tall that the room seems comically small in comparison. I stare at him disapprovingly, choosing to ignore that particular jab. If he's come to apologize, he's doing a rather shitty job of it. So, which one of them put you up to this? I don't bother to hide the venom that laces my words. He was an absolute douchebag on the bridge earlier, and I think he's beginning to realize it. Yes. I give him a pointed stare, and his jaw flexes stubbornly before he breaks. I knew it. Yes, actually. I laugh at him, and it catches me off guard that As obnoxious as Calderin is, he manages to make me forget all about the situation I'm in, if only for a few moments. I don't miss the way his lips tilt, how his shoulders loosen. And when he turns to me again, I swear his eyes are softer. The sudden change in him is surprising. I would have thought he couldn't care less about me, but either Aya has somehow worked some kind of magic on him, or he's not as mean as I had thought. I dropped down onto the edge of the bed and folded my arms across my chest. Despite everything, I can't help but to keep my guard up around him. I know so far I've surpassed my use of the sentence, but I really don't know. Oh my god. I almost drowned myself. I know how I should feel. Lost, alone, terrified. But it doesn't feel so much like my memories have vanished. It's like they're still there, somewhere. And I just can't get to them. Calderon looks at me in a way I've never seen before. As if he perhaps understands how I'm feeling. But how could he? He digs into his pocket and pulls out a small, spherical object. With his palm facing up, he extends it towards me. What is it? I shake my head as I reach for the object, feeling the cool touch of metal against my fingertips. I examine the object in my hand, running a finger across the intricate filigree, I think, and the blue jewel set in the metal. It's small enough to hold in the palm of my hand, and it feels as though it has some weight to it. But there's something else. Something special. I'm only partly listening to Calderon now. Calderin! I did it again. Calderin now, mesmerized instead by the small sphere in my hand. There's a kind of power about it. Some little thrumming energy that runs over my skin, desperate for release. Everything about it feels familiar. It feels like a secret. As if guided by some distant memory, I close my palm over the sphere, squeezing once before releasing it slowly. The first few notes of a tune tinkle from the sphere as it opens, and my eyes snap to Calderin's, his face just as dumbfounded as my own. A music box. The inside of the sphere is an intricate maze of moving cogs and soft blue lights. My eyes are mesmerized by the movement as it plays its slow, sad lullaby. The tinkling notes of the song echo through the room, each as hauntingly familiar as the last. It's almost cruel how it caresses the edges of my memories, prompting me to remember faces and names that are no longer there. My heart fills with hopelessness, my teeth clenched tight in frustration, and it's only when I fear a tear slip over my lips that I realize I'm crying. But why am I crying? The music box hasn't triggered any memories in me, only a feeling. A sadness and longing so strong it makes my heart ache. The melody ends, and for a long time after, neither of us says a word. Eventually, Calderon breaks the silence, his voice barely more than a whisper. I blink a couple of times to clear the tears in my eyes, and focus instead on the man in front of me. He holds my gaze, and it's the first time I've seen any warmth in his eyes. Oh, damn. Sorry, because I got a notification. I was like, oh, more RSA content? No. It's like, I get it, you know, they gotta promote the 6th anniversary, but it's like, fuck that. You can't just announce like RSA and then be like, okay, now we're going back to the 6th anniversary. Like, no. No, you can't do that. I'll complain about it later. I swallow around the lump in my throat, and though it pains me, I'm forced to shake my head. I felt something. There was something there, not a memory, but a feeling. I don't think that the music box was mine, but whoever owned it, they were special to me. The words stick in my throat and I hesitate. I wish I could remember more than that, but there's nothing else. Nothing at all. Calderon must see my sadness because he places a warm hand over mine and gently closes the music box with a soft click. It pulses in my hand, its sad, sweet melody still echoing through me. Fuck it, let's remember, bitch. I snap to his, and his eyes are so piercing, so full of strength and assurance, that it's hard to look away. What do you mean? No, I don't understand why it would. Not when I've been trying so hard to remember. There must be something worth remembering. There has to be. He gives me a sad smile and drops his hand from mine. I immediately wish he hadn't. My mouth drops at the insinuation. Before I can think of anything smart to say in return, he chuckles. The sooner you can get rid of me, the better, right? Yes, sir. Alright. Good night, Captain. Calderon leaves me with a small smile. I said Ron again. Calderon leaves me with a small smile. And with a heavy sigh, I drop down on my bed and hold the music box above me. The metal glints in the fluorescent light, and I vaguely recall hearing of catalphenite before. It was found on the planet before it was destroyed, mined from deep below the watery surface in the ocean caves. That would explain its pearlescent shine. It really is a beautiful object. Why do you feel so familiar? I speak out loud with no one around to hear me, and then I squint as something catches my eye within the intricate detailing. There's an engraving on it. NLP. What does it mean? Feeling the gentle lull of sleep begin to weigh on me, I decide the question can wait. Opening the music box once more, I set it beside me on the bed, watching the dance of the lights and gears The tinkling melody soothes me. My eyes grow heavy. So heavy. And I'm pulled under by the weight of my exhaustion. Wavering on the brink of dreams and reality, I hear it. A sweet, strong voice. Familiar. So familiar. Who are you? Why can't I remember you? Why does it feel like I miss you when I don't remember? And that's the end of episode 1. I think we're gonna do these episodically. So wait, that means if I'm gonna do this episodically, and there's currently like 9 chapters, this is going to be spanning over 9 streams. Whereas if I do 2 per stream, then it would be 4 streams and a half. Thing is, I don't think I have it in me to do two per stream. Like, I could, but at some point I'd literally stop reading and just be clicking through. And obviously, that's not content. So yeah, I think... Yeah, that's very... yeah. Yeah, it's like I would prefer to do more, you know, shorten the amount of streams. But I also don't want to just sit there and end up just, you know, clicking through once I get tired of reading. So fuck it. I guess we're going 9 streams of this. I mean, then again, with Cinderella Phenomenon. Well, then again, even though they're only like 5 routes, they were like very long. I think they like average between like 5 to 6, 7 hours. I did it again! Fuck, you know what? That's it. Ending stream. Goodbye, everybody. Oh man. Okay, I won't go just yet. I think I'll do a little bit of hightail and then end stream. Oh yeah, again, I don't know if I ever mentioned his name, but his name is Vex, the redhead. And I won't spoil anything other than that. His name is Vex and that you get to interact with him later, but in the beginning you only get like glimpses of him. You didn't do the hand movements, that means you're safe. Listen, like I said, I swear I'm not trying to do it on purpose. It's just, again, the numbers just happen to be next to each other, and it's just easier to do that, like, instead of like saying episode 6, episode 7. God. I'm so sorry. So yeah, just whenever I do it, it's never intentional. Just know that. Wait a minute. Did it just automatically connect to Hightail? Cause I'm like, why is there audio? But the game I didn't even like switch to the game. Alright, I have to change categories. I completely forgot what I was doing. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Leave it open. So yeah, I'll just play for a little bit and then... Oh, that's what I was doing. I went into a cave. No, I gotta tan that. Oh, whoops. Hello? Do that. That's wood. Wait, I have seeds. Dang it. Where the fuck did I put my hoe? Did I dismantle my hoe? Oh my god. Where am I so dumb? Where did so much to do. Iron. No. Now that's a lot of copper. My trash hole. Look, guys, I got a bunch of animals. And then I have other animals. Hi, Roxy. But yeah, the thing is, if I let Roxy out, she will go for my livestock. And then I also we won't talk about that. You know what? Maybe I should have gone that way. You didn't see anything. Oh, this is not what I thought it was. Okay. Right, because I think I got it from an insect. Oh no, she's in jail. Yeah. But the thing is, she will follow me if I am. Oh no. I had a pet. I had a pet deer. But I think. I don't even remember where it is. Yeah, I don't think they tell you where your pet is. Which is unfortunate, but. You win some, you lose some. Now, where did I put that tag? Oops. Yeah, I don't think they show. Yeah. I used to have a mouse. Then I got tired of all the noises that it made. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. We'll kill it. So shut the fuck up. No, I can always just do another one. How would it cost so much? I need like wheat stuff. Oh yeah, I did install some mods just to try it out. See if it can make the experience better. Ooh. Struggle to find wheat in the wild. Ah. Okay, there's wheat down there. Might have to tussle with a bear though. It's a shame that the kiddos don't give you anything. Where did I see that little patch of wheat? Or did I get it already? I don't want to go that way. No, no, no. I'm getting sidetracked. No sidetracking. Um, ooh. I'll go by water. I think that's weed over there. Weed! Oh, snap. I got eternal wheat. Oh, that's not weed. Those are. Oh, dang it. This is why I hate that creature. They look deceptively like wheat. No. Now where am I supposed to get my government sanctioned wheat? Some over there. Oh, that's a chick. I'm like, what is that yellow thing? Oh, God damn it. The keyboard is acting up again. Oh, goats. Oof. Oh god. Come on now. Keyboard, please. I'm not asking for much just for you to work. I've been thinking about going back to my wired one. Like, don't get me wrong, I do enjoy having a wireless keyboard. Because I already have like a bunch of wires everywhere. So having one less wire for my mouse and keyboard helps a ton. And I thought, oh, you know, maybe the connectivity issues was the... Huh? What's that? As I was saying, I thought the issues with it suddenly just disconnecting sometimes was... Oh. I was like... Oh, you're so lucky that my keyboard is fritzing out. What was I saying? Oh yeah, that I thought it was like low battery. That was the issue for my keyboard. But it turns out, no, it's still happening. And it's not the battery. So I have no idea what is causing the issue. Hydrate? Okay. I will hydrate. Well, welcome in, Rose Warrior. Welcome in, welcome in. Hope you're having a great day. Sorry that you came in to me complaining about my wireless keyboard. That's mature? Doesn't look mature? Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm like, that's not mature wheat. But you know me, I had to check anyway. Oh yeah, there's more wheat. Okay. Where can I find more wheat? I think I'll get like a couple more and then go back. Oh. Uh-huh. Oh, that's deep. Hmm. Okay. I shall go back. I still wonder what happened to my pet though. Wait a minute. Why is it not? That's weird. I thought it Oh, what was it that I was thinking of? Oh, reveal itself. Oh, it's here. Yeah. No, let me up. No. Oh my god. Hey, it's Rick. Rick Cube thing. Alright, that should be good. Nope, it's the wrong key. Usual. Where is it? Whoops. No! Oh god. can't I? I was able to do it before. Oh, because I was climbing up the wrong way. Fair enough, fair enough. Let's see, arrow. I never find anything useful in these. Okay, home is this way. Spider. And I gotta watch out for wolves. I swear there's danger everywhere. Sheep. Please, keyboard, no. Don't do that, please, no. Man, I really don't want to go to a wired keyboard. I really don't want to, but I might have to. Oh wait, wheat. Okay, slight detour. Because I also have stuff I can pillage. Sorry! I need the life essence. I'm not gonna attack you guys. Not today anyway. Oh no, 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 keyboard, no! Wake up! So yeah, I think from now on, after we finish an episode of Andromeda 6, I don't know why I forgot the name. I don't know why. We literally just played it. So yeah, after an episode of Andromeda 6, we'll do something else after. Just so the stream can feel a little more complete. Did I look at this one? I did not. Give me that. that a door? I'm coming in. Oh shit. Eee. Damn, these doors are tiny. Hi. Which means I probably took the chest from here. Like a proper pillager. I think the pillagers would be so proud of me. Please, keyboard. I quite enjoy a good wired keyboard, not having to worry about batteries and signals. Nice. Yeah. See, I think after stream I'll switch over. But that's the weird part as well, is that it only happens to my keyboard. My mouse is like perfectly fine. Yeah, I made it home before dark. Okay. We'll do all of it. Cool. Okay. Food. No. Oh, I have hide. Oh, that's why I opened it, right? And these. No, wait. I don't know what the eternal seeds do. I mean, I assume they act like after you like after it matures, it just regrows again. I'm assuming that's what that means, eternal. I don't know if I'm ready for that kind of commitment yet. I don't have any light in here. put one here then. Alright. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to. Okay. Well, that was a fun session today. She. I did say I'd talk about, So Wonderland towards the end. Dang, it'd be like that. Hold on, let me see. Oh, what the fuck? I'm sorry. I know that came out of nowhere. Well, like I did mention that the Twisted Wonderland is having their 6th anniversary in JP. And apparently they released a new difficulty for their the rhythmic game. See, let me just pull it up so you can see the absolute ridiculousness of it. Like, look at that. Like, what is that? Like, I'm not saying I wouldn't be able to do it, but I don't think the average person can. Like, yo. Because usually they only have, like, the 2 colors, which is blue and red. But I'm guessing the new difficulty introduced the ones on, like, the far left and far right. What color were they? Yellow and turquoise? Yeah. Yeah, no. You literally have to be like, you'd have to hate yourself to want to do that. Oh no, do they also do that for the purple notes? I fucking hate the purple notes. Oh my god. I, ooh. I'm sorry. It's like, you guys do not understand the amount of hate that I have for the purple notes of Twisted Wonderland. Those are like the most evil things they've ever created. What's English though? Fuck it. I'll have to get through it to my profile. Because like I did tweet about it. But yeah, this is basically what I've been going crazy over the past few days. Hold on. Just go to media. Might help a little bit. So I don't know how long ago it was that they announced it. So yeah, so there's this. So we're finally getting content for RSA because RSA is basically NRC's. I don't. I'm doing all these what are they called? Acronyms. Yeah. So NRC is Night Raven College, which is where basically the main story of the entire game takes place. I know it says college in the name, but it's more like what do they call it? A boarding school for high schoolers, basically. And basically RSA, Royal Sword Academy, is also the same. But I think Academy actually makes more sense than calling a at a college, because especially here in America, we use college and university interchangeably. So when I heard college, I was like, are they like college students? But then when I saw they canon ages, I was like, wait, these are all high schoolers. So you can understand my confusion. But I guess most people refer to as we call college university. But yeah, so they finally, it's like they did like some I wouldn't exactly call it marketing, but they did reveal slowly over time some characters that are from the school. One of them happens to be a childhood friend of one of the main character, well, two of the main characters, I'm sorry. And yeah, I'm just like, oh my god, finally we're getting more RSA content. Because I've been wanting more ever since they like introduced the first one. The one that I was talking about, like the childhood friend. His name is very long, so we just usually default to calling him Chenya. And then in like chapter 5, they announced more characters, basically Snow White and her 7 dwarves. Oh yeah, I guess I should have prefaced that Twisted Wonderland is basically taking Disney villains and making them Ikemen, basically. I wish there was like a picture that like had everybody in it that I could show you guys. See if I can find one. Because I know with like the anniversary cards, they do like eventually have like, it's like when you basically like groovy them. Okay, I think this would have to suffice. But I think the quality is gonna be shit if I zoom in. Close enough, I guess. Okay, so these are all the characters, and they're based off of Disney villains and their minions. So I'll just quickly tell you who they are. So this is the Queen of Hearts, and these are her card soldiers. This is Scar from Lion King. We still don't know who he's supposed to be. We really don't know. Like, people have been putting theories out there, like, for ages about who he's supposed to be. We still don't know. We don't have any confirmation, and I really wish they would give us, because I just want to know who the fuck he's supposed to be. And then we have the hyenas. It's all 3 of them together. Not just... So, like, they basically created him based off of, like, the 3 hyenas that follow Scar around. And then we have Ursula and her eels. Then we have... I still remember, like, in the beginning, people thought, oh, this was supposed to be Iago, the parrot that follows Jafar around. This is Jafar, by the way. But no, he's the Sultan, basically. I mean, maybe he might have part Iago in him, I don't know. But yeah, he's mainly, like, supposed to be the Sultan. And then we have, the evil queen, and then the huntsman. And yes, they turned the poison apple into a person. Like, when I literally learned that apple here was supposed to be the poison apple, I was like, you did what? Because I thought, oh, maybe they put Snow White in here, because I thought that's who Apple was supposed to be. And they just decided, you know, they wanted to put them together for some reason, but no, it's the poison apple. And then we have Hades and so the thing is that they're brothers, but the whole lore between them goes a little bit deeper, but all you really need to know is that they're brothers. So I'm like, is they supposed to be like Zeus or something? Because like Zeus is, you know, technically Hades' brother, but then people are like, oh, he's probably like Cerberus or something, and I'm like, okay, yeah, you know, that does make a bit more sense, yeah. But the thing is, it's really not clear what he's supposed to be based on. Because what did his coffin look like? I think it was like a little flame. So maybe it could be Cerberus, I don't know. And then we have, damn, what was her name? Maleficent. And then this is where it gets a bit weird. Because, I don't know. Cause like him, I was also confused about him, because I'm like, what is he supposed to be? Because the image that they had for him was that of a lightning bolt. So I'm like, is he supposed to be like Maleficent's lightning when she like calls down a storm or whatever? But then they're also like, oh, he's like a crocodile. I'm like, okay, maybe that's what he is. The crocodile she apparently had. And then, this guy right here, he's like a mashup of Aurora's fairy godmothers and, I guess, bat minions as well. And then lastly here is the fun part, where they decided they were going to combine Aurora and Prince Philip together. Because he has some of the qualities from Aurora. You know, he has, you know, the Disney touch where animals frolic to him. And he's constantly also falling asleep. There's a reason for that. Won't really get into it, because, you know, if you decide you want to play, I'll let you guys find out for yourself. And he's also Prince Philip because of what happens in chapter 7. Again, not gonna go into detail about it because I don't want to spoil for those who do want to play or intend to play. And then yeah, so that's basically everyone. So they technically do have some good guys in the school for the bad, that being right here the Sultan, the huntsman, because as you guys know, if you've seen Snow White, he decides to spare her and tells her to run away. And then obviously the Prince Philip and Aurora mashup. So yeah, and so it's been making me think a little bit like, huh, so if they have some good guys in the bad school, are they going to have some bad guys in the good school? And that thought was also, you know, kind of further, what's the word? I'm trying to think of what I'm trying to say. Like, what word is it? I guess further ingrained? Because these are supposed to be like the dorm counterparts to basically what I just told you about. Like the Queen of Hearts counterpart. We already got the, like I said, we already got the Snow White to the Evil Queen, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they are going to be the dorm leader of the RSA dorms. But yeah, so. And then the thing with Lion King is that they already have it like fleshed out. And so we have Scar, and then we also have Mufasa, and obviously Simba. But what they did was basically, I would say like the first half of the Lion King, where again, Mufasa's still alive and Simba's still a child. And in the game, canonically, Simba, who is named Cheka, is 5. Which means, basically, if they wanted to do like the Nala counterpart to Simba, I mean, not Simba, but they basically wanted to do like the good guy Disney princess kind of counterpart, then The obvious answer would be Nala, but again, at that time, Nala and Simba were the same age, so that's why some people got to thinking, oh, it could be Scar's loyal. Oh, what was her name? Hold on, let me check. Let me check. It started with a Z. Zira, yeah. So some people were like, oh, it could be Zira. As the dorm leader for the Lion King counterpart of the good guys. And basically fuels the idea that, hey, maybe some bad apples snuck into the good school. So this is why I'm like, we need more content, because I need to know so much. I really do. And then like they did like some little sneak peeks right here. So we already know who this person is. It's supposed to be Prince Riel, which is Ariel, obviously. And I think like a lot of people were glad that they did keep to like keeping the twisted counterpart a redhead. Because I was talking to my friend about it, because we absolutely love Twisted Wonderland, and she was like, I'm so glad that they made Riel a redhead, because it'd be so bad if because one of her favorite characters is Azul, which I mentioned was the Ursula right here. She was like, it feels so bad for my favorite character to be jealous of a blonde-haired, blue-eyed man. I was like, yo. And then I'm assuming this is going to be Jasmine, but obviously be shonen-fied. So yeah, I just really wish they would post more about it. It's like, I get it, it's a 6th anniversary, but you can't literally just drop this and then expect us not to like want more. I've just been constantly like refreshing their Twitter page and like checking the website for any new information, because I need it! Like, I've been dying for this content since like, again, like I said, since the first Royal Sword character was announced. Like, I just really like the lore and world building that they have for Twisted Wonderland. Because like, obviously, they also have like nations and stuff for them. Oh my god, I've been yapping so hard. My throat's getting scratchy. Hold on. Again, I'm sorry if I'm like boring you guys with this, but I needed to yap about it. I needed to get it out of my system. Actually, you know what? I could just pull up the page. It should be here. Here we go. This is it. So yeah, so oh god, hold on. Let me turn this off. So yeah, so dang it. Is this for like dang it, this is not it. Hold on. I need my history. Here we go. This is it. I don't know why they don't have it. Let me see, this says JP. Right, because this doesn't say JP on it. That's the difference. That is the difference. It doesn't say JP on it. So yeah. So here you have like the dorms. You can click on them, see the characters, see who voices them. So then yeah, they added this and like I need more. I need more. So yeah, this is what I've been very fixated on lately. It's like I kind of want them to hurry up with the 6th anniversary so we can get back to announcing the RSA dorms and who's in it. Because like I also need to know though, like if Neji, one of the Royal Sword characters, is the dorm leader or not. Because I'm assuming that this is going in the order of like the Night Raven College dorms. It's like this would be Alice, whoever they picked for the Lion King. This is Ariel, Jasmine. But then it's like, because I thought, I'm so sorry, choking up my saliva. Oh shit, I forgot I'm not in the category anymore. Oh no. I've been yapping this whole time and didn't change category. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for those who came for Hightail. I'm so sorry. So this is obviously supposed to be Snow White and, you know, that movie. But the thing is, where is it? There we go. For some reason I can't read. Let me get the sorry. I mean, I guess it could be. But I don't know. The hairstyle doesn't quite match, you know? So let me just show you what I mean. So like, let me just get real close. So like if you look here, and like you look at like the hairstyle, it doesn't wholly match. So I'm kind of wondering if like there's someone else as the dorm leader instead of Neji. This is Neji, by the way. It's like, doesn't he look so much like Snow White? Oh my god. See, I'm just wondering. Or maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe it's because of how... Because that's the thing with, the uniforms. Is that it sometimes could, like... And I guess it's also, like, with the way that they're posed as well. Because, like, they're not necessarily standing straight. Like, this person over here. So obviously, like, maybe hair could be, like, falling to the side or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, I feel like, especially if, like, they're, like, head accessories and whatnot, it could really, like, alter what they look like. But it just makes one wonder, though. Like... Wait a minute, are those shorts? It's like, now that I'm looking closer, it's like, are those shorts underneath? Like, are they seriously gonna put, like... I'm not complaining, trust me, I'm not complaining. I do not mind cross-dressing. But like, are they actually gonna put like a dude in a dress? Oh, hold on, Lee, hold on. I'm almost done with stream. He was mowing to get out. So yeah, that's basically all I wanted to share. And now I should go before Leo decides he wants to tear down my door to get out. Thank you guys for sticking around for my way too long rambling about Twisted Wonderland. And I will definitely do it again. Like, no doubt about it, I will definitely do it again. And I will see you guys... what's today? Tuesday? Right? Tuesday? I'll see you guys Thursday. For finally, more Trails Horizon. And no, it's been like so long since we played it. But obviously, I'm not gonna abandon it. Not when I sunk so much time into learning all the lore. So yeah, let me see. Who can I raid? But if you guys also want to hear more of my... Oh, Stelly is streaming right now. Hey. I think they're playing Divinity, I think. So yeah, that's when you guys are Stelly. They're also a chillin' like me. But yeah, if you guys want to hear me yap more about stuff that I'm passionate about, visual novels, Twisted Wonderland, I'm more than willing to, you know, set aside a day for more yapping. And also, you know, allow you guys to introduce topics as well. Because I really do like yapping with everybody. And like, just having random topics to talk about. So, did I put a yapping stream for this week? Let me see. Like I said, I don't remember my schedule even though I made it today. That's how sad I am. Yeah, I did for Saturday. So yeah, if there's anything you guys want to yap about, just, you know, save it for Saturday, and we'll get to yapping about it. Unless any point in the stream, brings up the topic that you may have that you want to talk about. But yeah, otherwise, goodbye guys, goodbye, have fun with Stelly!